100%, man. All right, look, since we kind of like, giving each other constructive criticism, all right, I'm also self-aware enough to know that there are times when I intentionally, when I might qualify some things, where I may hedge a little bit. That last sentence from Frank Vogel, I've never heard more qualifying in one sentence in my entire life. I'm a repeat it in case you didn't hear it. I'm gonna read it and repeat it. If Anthony Davis is able to come back and we catch the right matchup or catch a team at the right time, and if we're able to catch fire at the right time, we're gonna have a chance. Like, that's gotta be a record. That has gotta be a record for qualifying in one paragraph. So, having said that, I'll stop for now. This is red meat for you because this is an Anthony Davis conversation, which I know you enjoy.
Before we get there, how about my man, Frank Vogel, breaking down the definition of faith straight from the book of Hebrews? Okay, things that we hope for and things that we don't see. Go ahead, preach it, Reverend Vogel. Now, it does take some faith when you got Anthony Davis on your team, because you know what you hope for and you rarely see it. That's what he's a
man.
Right?
That was well done. That was another one that just made my soul burn slow. Like,
but
so
it's true
basically,
though, right?
he is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Is Anthony Davis. So you're saying if a Bible verse were a basketball player, it would be Anthony Davis. That's kind of cold, dog. That's kind of good.
But no, look. And this is why we talked about this yesterday. This is why they're
like this man ain't win a championship 2 years ago, man. Like, I'm sorry. Y'all be ruthless when it come to Anthony Davis, man.
But this is why the Lakers are in this position. Like we all, and we talked about this a bit yesterday, Mike. Oh man, how could the Lakers think? How did the Lakers think they could come into this season with this kind of team? They thought it because they had Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, and I'm not blaming him. I'm not putting it all on Anthony. The reason this season fell apart is because Anthony Davis is not available. But if you like any roster, you put a roster together and you say, what could it be at its best? Let's say we don't have to rely on our 7th, 8th, 9th best players. Like, we ask them to contribute, but we don't have to rely on them. And we really are asking our stars to be stars. So you look at Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and as a third, Russell Westbrook. I know that's still a little shaky. But if you got those three guys, especially with those top two, if you got Anthony Davis and LeBron James, you don't fear anybody. You don't fear. The Lord did not give us a spirit of fear. Okay, you go into any arena knowing that you have a chance, you have a really good chance of winning that game. And at times, Frank Vogel, if it's the right matchup, you might even humiliate the opponent with a healthy LeBron James and a healthy Anthony Davis. The flaw, I guess, is expecting that. LeBron is 37. He's going to be 38 in December. And I know he's great. And he's the greatest player who's ever put on sneakers. But at 37 years old, you never fall.
I'm not even. I know. You don't. I know you find that with a response.
I just do it. I'm just playing with you. But at 37, you have to expect that he's not going to play every game this season. And with Anthony Davis, he even told you that. You can't expect he's going to play every game. So unfortunately, the Lakers are in this space where they're going to miss the playoffs. They're going to miss the play-in, Mike.
That's what I want to get to. So
because
remember you had that bet
the
with
Pelicans
Mark
are like a game
Spears
and a half, right?
From the undefeated, or whatever they called it now. You had that bet with Mark Spears
and Skate.
You had that bet with Mark Spears about getting out of the first round, that they would not get out of the first round. And as time went on, it looked like you gave him a little bit too much credit. Like you might not have gone as hard as you could have gone and still been safe. So that's actually where I want to get. So as it stands right now, they're in 9th. They are a game and a half ahead of the Pelicans. They are 2.5 games ahead of the Trailblazers, who got mollywopped last night. But here's the thing. Okay, forget about scoreboard watching and standings watching. They have 21 games left, starting with at the Clippers tonight. So they had Staples Center tonight against the Clippers, okay? So it's Clippers, Warriors, Spurs at San Antonio, at Houston, which spunky young team, Washington at home, at Phoenix, Toronto at home, playoff team, then a 4-game road trip, at Minnesota, at Toronto, at Washington cross country, at Cleveland, home against Philly, at the Pelicans, at the Mavericks, at the Jazz. So this is, look at all these road games. Then at home against the Pelicans, home against the Nuggets, at Phoenix, at Golden State, Oklahoma City at home, at Denver. Michael, over under in the last 21 games, do the Lakers win 7 of them joints?
Okay.
I mean, this may get super ugly.
It's going to get uglier than that. Because I'm taking the under.
I mean, like,
I'm going to tell you why I'm taking this. I'll tell you why I'm taking the under.
This could be really bad.
And you know, we can debate LeBron another time, his status among the greats. You know, Kareem's in the conversation, Jordan's in the conversation, LeBron. You know, we can debate that another day. I'm going to say maybe 5 more games. I think LeBron James has 5 to 7 more games left in his season.
And to play, or that they? Oh, you think he'll shut it down? Okay. So even though he said he's going to play,
so
because
I know what he said.
Yeah,
I know what he said. But come on, it really doesn't make sense either. I'm not even hating on him. I'm saying like 5 to 7 more games. When those losses start to accumulate, and it's obvious, it's inevitable anyway.
But
the Lakers,
here's where
Los Angeles, their fans have seen a lot of championship. They've seen great basketball for the last 50 years, if not longer. They've seen a lot of great basketball. This is not it. Shut them down.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I mean, look, as good as well as the Pelicans are playing right now, and as poorly as the Lakers are playing, they could still be in playoff position. So I don't think I take him at his word when he's not going to shut it down, as long as there's a chance for him to get into the play-in and the playoffs, as long as there are games to be played, meaningful games to be played. And I think there'll be enough meaningful games, given that I don't see anybody they may overtake them in the standings, but not pulling away in the standings. So I don't see him shutting it down in the next 5 or 6 games, because there's still an opportunity to make the playoffs and the play-in. So I take him at his word for that. But here's the thing.
So what?
Just to bring it full circle.
That's not the most important thing, though.
But let me just say this real quick. On Anthony Davis, go ahead. To Vogel's point, let's say Anthony Davis swooped in like Mighty Mouse, here I come to save the day, all right? Mm-hmm. They're only 500 this year with all 3 of them playing. They're barely over 500. I think it's like 11-9 or something like that. They're barely over 500 when all 3 of them play. So it's not like Anthony Davis is the answer. In theory, he should be. But what we have seen, not the evidence of things not seen, but what we have seen this year, it hasn't been like they've been dominant when he has been on the court. You were saying, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I would say the most important thing is not saving face to make the play-in for the 2nd year in a row. I mean, think about that. Who cares? Who cares? Like that was never your. We were not even supposed to be having a playoff conversation about the Lakers. Will they make the playoffs? That's the headline? That was never supposed to be the headline. You're built to be a championship level team. Last year was supposed to be the aberration.
Yeah, right. Honestly, man, I think that's what we part company.
But not just that. But no, because I'll tell you why I'm parting company from that. It's not just that the play-in is beneath me, but I'm the Los Angeles Lakers. I've got LeBron James, who said, just taking him at his word, he said, my knees are sore. I'm not going to be 100% until I have time to rest. I don't have the luxury of time. Yes, you do have the luxury of time because you're the franchise, and we want to make sure that Anthony Davis and LeBron James, when we start talking about basketball in the 22-23 season, that everything is good. I don't want LeBron James getting hurt.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I don't want him getting hurt. Nope.
So you're saying he should? I'm
shutting him down.
No, we're not shutting it down. Let's go
LeBron,
home. No.
Come
Michael,
in.
No, that's not. No,
AD.
You cannot. So that's okay. Now I'm gonna drink I want some of whatever Frank Vogel is having now. Okay, because like this is now as a competitor, you can't do that.
Bruh.
If you are the Los Angeles Lakers, mm-hmm. and delusional though it may seem, based off what we've seen. And you have LeBron, and if and when Anthony Davis comes back, we've had our fun about that hypothetical. And you have Russell Westbrook. Just indulge me for a moment here. And you somehow make the play-in. You can't assume, you shouldn't assume, they're not wired to assume. Nobody would assume that they don't have a chance. So they make the play-in. Wait, here's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about from their perspective. You from their perspective.
Okay, go ahead.
You make the play-in and you see what happens. It could be a repeat of last year when they had Phoenix on the ropes before Anthony Davis got hurt. But my point is, if you get in the playoffs, then it's like, okay, let's see what happens. Let's run it back with Phoenix again. Let's see if, maybe, who knows what could happen? Who knows, knock on wood, wouldn't want to wish this on anybody, but who knows what kind of injuries could befell the Suns in the first round if they survive the play-in or whatever. I just don't, or the Warriors for that matter, whatever. I just don't think that if you have these players and you can sniff the playoffs, you just get there and you take your chances. I don't believe they make it.
Stop.
Michael, I don't believe that they make it. I believe that things will fall apart. Shout out to Chinua Achebe and the Roots. I believe that things will fall apart the rest of this season. I believe it will get ugly. But I'm disagreeing with the notion that they should just preemptively shut down LeBron James. No. If you can make the playoffs, now make somebody have to deal with y'all in the 7-game series. Mike, we can't shut him down.
The reason I went, ooh, you said nobody would say they don't have a chance. I tell you who said it. LeBron said it. He said it after they lost to Milwaukee. He did say that.
We already covered this. That's not what he said. He didn't say we didn't have a chance. He said we're not on the championship level with the Bucks.
Okay, if you're not on the championship level with the Bucks, who do you think you're playing? If you get out of the play-in, who are you playing? You're playing a championship contender in the first round because you're going to be like the 7 or 8 seed if you get out of the tournament. So
I never took you for a guy. I never took you for a guy to unplug the controller, take his game, and go home. All the times I whipped your ass in Madden, you took it like a man. You competed. And the guy that used to wear the dreads, the guy that I used to know that was a playoff foul giving, cherry picking in the backcourt, but hell of a defensive player in pickup, was always a competitor. Michael,
I'm glad you brought that up.
You don't even want to compete.
I'm glad you brought that up.
You don't even want to try. You got to try. You got to try.
Perfect example. It's a perfect example. You know what I was I was a nothing. I really was a nothing basketball player. If my
you were
career high was probably
you were a nuisance as a basketball player.
My career high was probably like 6 points. Okay, right. It's probably like 6 points. I used to make, I was that kid who made a basket, then I'd be smiling for the rest of the game because the ball actually went in the basket. So that kind of guy, yeah, go out there and play. Sacrifice him. That's a grinder, grunt guy, bench guy, towel waver, do the little things, get on the floor, agitate. I was never even considered the star. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, that's your franchise. And those guys are hurt. LeBron James essentially told you at the All-Star break, I'm hurt. Now, he's not, it's not a debilitating injury, but your 37-year-old franchise player needs rest. And you're a bad team. Can we put those standings? Hey, Chica and Gary, put those standings up right now. Put those standings up.
We know the standings. We know the standings.
No.
We know where they stand.
No, bring them up because no. I'm going to make a point. I'm going to make a point here. So the Lakers, how many games you said they have left? 21 games left? All right. You said they went 11-9 when they had all of their guys. So let's say make them 12-9 the rest of the way. What are we doing? Okay, so you get 39 wins. You're 39-43, and you're a play-in team. What are we doing?
All right. Okay.
LeBron James, if you want him to be a Laker, if you want him to be in his final year of his contract, a championship level player, this is a sunk cost.
There's no competitive athlete, no competitive person thinks like that.
It's not about
and I'm the same person. Yes, it is. I'm the person that on Monday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I said the sooner they're eliminated, the better. put them out of their misery. When they mailed it in on Sunday night against the Pelicans, I was like, let somebody in that actually clearly wants to be there. Yesterday, I was like, I can't believe that we're giving the Lakers credit for playing hard. So, in general, Michael, I don't think they're going anywhere. How you could expect them to agree with that and shut it down looking ahead to next season? Come on, man. Like, you've been around too many basketball players, too many teams.
No.
You just talked about him being the greatest player ever, trying to troll me, saying the greatest player ever. You want the greatest player ever to say, yo, you know what? Don't worry about it. We're not going to win the championship this year, so I might as well just go ahead and just wait till next year and rest. That's not even realistic, bruh.
It is realistic. It's the greater good. It's the greater good. And it's happened in the NBA. It happens in this NBA with bad teams. It just happens. Are we talking about
that have an opportunity to make the playoffs? That have an opportunity to make the playoffs.
Okay.
And it's that, well, the Lakers have an opportunity to make the playoffs. Playing is a gateway to the playoffs. That's all we're talking about. I'm not talking about shutting down John Wall for the season.
I guess we have several levels of disagreement, because if you really think the Lakers have an opportunity to make the playoffs and do some damage, then you're
my God, it's so crazy how we get lost in this minutia. They think they have a chance.
Or have a chance.
I don't. You and I talked about it.
They don't either.
I said over under 7 wins in the last 21 games. Their schedule is daunting. They look terrible. That doesn't mean I think LeBron James, professional basketball player who's still alive in the standings in the playoff chase, should say, you know what? It's best if I just sit the rest of this one out. Come on. That's not even
technically. Okay, here's the thing. They're technically alive. Mike, they're technically alive for the playoffs. They have been, for all intents and purposes, they have been eliminated.
I'm saying there's a chance.
Yeah, you are. And there's not. They have been eliminated. It just hasn't been, that document's not official yet. Unofficially eliminated. They're going nowhere. And LeBron knows it. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.